I don't own any of the clips I use in this video. Please support the original creators. BBC, please don't sue me. Hey, hi, hello, how are you? You doing good? You're great, fun, cool. No camera today because I can't be asked, and also, I'm in my PJs, and you don't want to see me in my PJs, do you? Doctor Who. I love the shit out of Doctor Who. I love the writing, the characters, the settings, the storylines. I love how versatile it is. It's something that anyone can really pick up and change to their own sort of vision, while still staying true to what Doctor Who is, to who the Doctor is, and the sense of adventure and wonder that the show exudes is simply infectious. I love it. However, there is a certain showrunner who I'm not such a big fan of. But I don't really need to talk much about Chis Chibnall. Better people than me have gone into way more detail as to why his style of writing doesn't really work for the show. But we're not here to talk about why he's crap. We're here to talk about the one time he wasn't crap. See, before he became showrunner, Chibnall actually wrote a couple other episodes for Doctor Who, namely the 11 Doctor story Power of 3, where he fights the cubes, and the subject of today's video, the 10th Doctor story, 42. Well, specifically we're going to be talking about one scene that I think was really well done and does a really good job at showing off the Doctor's character in a very subtle and understated way that I think probably makes this the best bit of writing that Chibnall's ever done. I know. Shocking. The episode opens with the Doctor and Martha in the TARDIS having a bit of a chinwag. The Doctor's giving Martha a new phone plan, Martha's giving the Doctor love me eyes. It's a standard Series 3 affair. But then the TARDIS does a little shake, rattle and roll, which in this episode means that it caught on to a distress signal. They track it down and arrive in a boiler room. They step outside and are greeted by a bunch of people going, what are you doing? Get out of that room. Wait, what's going on? Why can't we go in that room? We got 42 minutes. 42 minutes to what? 42 minutes to crash into the fucking sun. Ooh-wee-oo. After the Doctor loses access to the TARDIS. Wow, consider my stakes raised. They go to the engine room and find that it's been sabotaged. Oh my god. Insert Among Us joke here. A talk with the crew reveals there is an auxiliary engine room, but it's locked behind a bunch of password-protected doors, and that it needs 2 people to open them. Also, the passwords are pub quiz questions, 'cause quirky. Martha and Handsome McHandsomeface go to unlock the doors, while the Doctor and the ship's captain are called to the Meg Bay. The Doctor and the captain are called to the Med Bay to check on the captain's husband, who, unlike most sick people, is doing so hot. In fact, maybe he's doing a little too hot. The Doctor manages to sedate him, and we find out that whatever's made him too hot to handle has also made him sabotage the engine. The Doctor and the Captain go back downstairs, leaving the medic person to look after the husband. Some other stuff happens. Martha calls her mum to help with the pub quiz, and the medic person calls the Doctor on the intercom to tell him about the husband's condition. Apparently, whatever he's got is changing his molecular structure. So it's not cold then. And while they're talking, the husbandman gets up and is all like, hey yo, check this shit out, and then gives the medic lady a tan so heavy she slid into the fucking wall. The captain originally tries to plead her husband's case, in a way that kind of reminds me of that one lady from Orphan 55.
Benny! The test results are wrong! Benny! He's as stupid as my husband! Benny!
But after a bit of convincing, she then warns the crew to stay away from him and his sun cooties. But then immediately after she gives that warning, not only does her husband kill again, but he also gives someone else the sun cooties. So, fat lot good that did. Sunman number 2 then goes to try and kill Martha and Handsome Face. He backs them into a life pod, and Martha's all like, Doctor, help, I'm gonna die. And the Doctor's like, oh shit. And this is when we get to the scene. The Doctor tries to stop the Sunman from jettisoning the pod, but then the Sunman punches the control thing, making it impossible to override. He then fucks off, leaving the Doctor to just look at Martha and say one thing.
I'll save you!
Now, I think this is incredibly well done, especially from a writer who's infamous for over-explaining and over-analysing his scenes. It's not a cop-out, there's no ex machina shoehorned in, there's no intercom for the Doctor and Martha to have one final chat through. In fact, Martha can't even hear what he's saying, just sees his lips moving. And I really like how he chooses specifically to say, "I'll save you," because it really leans into this characterization of the Doctor. This is a Doctor that is defined by his guilt and his regret. He's always making promises to save people, and he's always sorry when he's not able to follow through on that. And he holds that guilt and that regret with him for his entire tenure as the Doctor, all the way up to End of Time Parts 1 and 2. And it's in Series 3, after the events of Doomsday, where you really see that side of his character come out and burgeon. And this is sort of the one of the first instances where that happens, where he's really he's almost scared of Rose happening again, of losing someone the way he did Rose. And it feels like, at least to me, it feels like he's not just saying, "I'll save you," to Martha, he's also saying it to himself. He's also promising himself, "I'll save this person, I'm not going to let them down again." And it leads into another interesting idea that the episode plays with, because when the Doctor does manage to save Martha, he looks into the heart of the sun, and instead of getting severe retina damage, he instead gets infected, the same as the other two guys did. And it's interesting because, at least in New Who, the Doctor's been quite infallible. He hasn't really been that susceptible to infections or viruses or whatever is making people bad that week. So to see him get infected this way is interesting. It's kind of new ground for New Who, and it gives Martha an opportunity to earn her stripes, as it were, show that she's a lot more than just a Doctor simp. It's also during the scene of the Doctor being hot that we find out why they're being dragged into the sun. Turns out that they're using an illegal form of fuel gathering, and we're harvesting fuel from the surface of the sun. The sun, it turns out, is alive. So yeah, after that revelation, the Captain kills herself for some reason, can't quite remember. Handsome McHandsome-Face finally makes it through the locked doors. Martha rushes down there, ejects all of the sun fuel, and the day is saved. Hip hip hooray. So that was 42. Not an amazing episode, but it's not bad either. It's kind of like a Poundland version of Series 2's Impossible Planet and Satan's Pit. But I think all in all, it's a fine episode. It does have some really standout moments that I think are worth watching the episode for. It's good. It's a solid episode. Hi, it's Actual Jack. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like or commenting down below whether you want to see more videos like this. I know I enjoyed making it. I could definitely see this style being a sort of mainstay on the channel. But let me know what you think down below, and yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.